Hey guys, it's Jen over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our project for today. It is this sweet little card using the Pretty Kitty stamp set. While I was making this one, or after I made this one, I decided to go ahead and create 3 of the same identical cards, but then use a different image in each of my circles. So, aren't those kitties just absolutely adorable? And I love them combined with the bright colors from the Tutti-Frutti DSP. So let's just get started, and I will show you how I put this together and give you some dimensions and a supply list. The organza ribbon is 1/4 of an inch, and this is Whisper White in the Occasions catalog. And of course, I had to bring back in my epoxy shapes. I used the clear ones for this. The Pretty Kitty stamp set is what I used for my images. However, I used, for this particular card, I brought in the Party Pandas for my sentiment, which is high. And I did go in with a couple of different sentiments from other stamp sets. The Love You is from Party Pandas, and Happy Birthday, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I basically just went through my stamp sets and found images that would, or sentiments that would fit into where I wanted it. So, the wood plank embossing folder, I love the added texture that it gives to the background of my Whisper White. I used my Stampin' blends to color in everything, and I will list those colors out as I edit my video. Clear Wink of Stella for the flowers, give them a little bit of sparkle. And I used Memento Tuxedo Black to stamp my images. The cardstock and paper that I used is Calypso Coral, if I can get this straightened out, and it is a 4 1/4 by 11, surprise, surprise, scored at 5 1/2 for my card base. Whisper White is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, a 2 1/2 inch scalloped circle, and a 2 1/8 inch circle, which I have already pre-stamped my image in here, so it was dry and plenty of time to be able to color it in. Lemon Lime Twist, I just absolutely love this color mixed in with that Calypso Coral. It just is so bright and cheery. This is a 2 3/8 inch stitched circle, and the Tutti-Frutti DSP, and that's the other side. That would be pretty cute too. I just love this DSP. I love the colors that they used for it. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do first is we're just going to color in our kitty. And as I was looking at the pot, I realized I missed a couple of my Stampin' blends. So I'm just going to grab those quick. I think those are the right ones. Yes. Okay. So this was a pretty straightforward coloring. I used my dark rich razzleberry for my flowers, my dark Calypso Coral, light and dark Daffodil Delight on my flowers, the light Old Olive on my leaves, and then I used a combination of Smoky Slate and the Color Lifter to color in the kitty, light and dark Crumb Cake for my pot. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start coloring, and then I'll stop fast forwarding when I get to the actual kitty and show you how I colored her in. Alright, so for the kitty itself, I could just leave just the way she is, but I kind of liked how using the light smoky slate with the color lifter brings a little bit of shadowing, gives her a little bit more dimension. I'll bring this up quick so you can kind of see that versus just leaving her without the coloring. Either way would work, but I do like the added dimension that this gives. So I have done this before in my videos, but I just laid just a little bit of smoky slate in her ears, a little bit kind of here down towards her tail, down at the bottoms of her little paws, and then I kind of just ran it a little bit around the outer area of her face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color lifter and I'm just going to blend in that area, kind of lifting some of that color off. So we don't want a really dark line for that smoky slate. And what the color lifter does is it just kind of takes up some of that color and leaves a little bit or a hint of a shadow around that. So I'm just going to kind of color that in and then color in her paws. And I did leave, used a little bit of the light pink pirouette to give her some rosy cheeks because she's just so cute. And that's it for the coloring. So I'm going to grab out my paper trimmer and I'm going to create my banner. My banner is 3 1/4 inch across. So I'm going to find the center of that, which was 1 5/8. And then I'm just going to bring this down, and from the top of my piece, I'm going to bring it down 3/4 of an inch. So 1/4 or 1/2, and there's my 3/4 mark, and that is how I'm going to create my banner. I just absolutely love this method. It gives me a perfect banner every single time when I do it that way. I'm just going to be cutting from corner to corner here. And then I'm going to grab out my Big Shot, kind of set all this stuff aside, and we are going to do a little bit of embossing with our wood planks. I just love, love, love this embossing folder. So I'm just going to place my, it's pretty simple, just place your where you want it. So my planks are going across. And for this, you're only going to need just the original plate that came with your Big Shot, plus one of your other plates as well. So, and that's, I think I might run it through a second time. And that is going to give us just a really nice embossed impression to give a little bit of interest into the background, so it's not just a flat whisper white. So having all that done, let's go ahead and start assembling the card. And this is just going to go flat up against our Calypso coral, and I just left a tiny smidge, 1/8 of an inch around, which I think actually comes out to be, what is that, maybe 1/16 of an inch. And for our, I think I'm going to go ahead and put all of these on my banner before I put that onto my card front, because I'm going to use this as a placement for my ribbon, so I know where to put my ribbon on. So that's just going to go here. Now, I don't know if you guys notice, a lot of times, well, every time, whenever I used a die cut image, I always look to see which edge is the more finished edge. And you'll know what it is because you'll find this little lip on the bottom of your cardstock. So this is the back side of my scallop versus the front side has a really nice downward cut, I guess, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to throw some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. And that's just going to go up here towards the top part. So my sides and my top are even. And I'm going to grab out our Memento ink before I go any further. And I'm just going to put this little high in the center here. Super simple. I like simple. I really do. So now I'm going to put some adhesive on the back, and then I'm just going to take my ribbon and I'm going to put it so it is in the middle, equal distance from my scalloped circle and this little part of the banner here. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Make sure that looks even across there. And then I'm going to put more Stampin' Dimensionals on the back because I wanted to pop this piece up. Now for this one, I was very generous with my Stampin' Dimensionals because it's a larger piece and I wanted it to sit evenly on the front of my card base. And this I'm just kind of keeping more towards the top and the sides. So I want this to be all even up here, and it's going to be maybe a little bit more of the white showing down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my little bow using the ribbon. I really do love how soft this ribbon looks on the finished project. Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm going to pull my little ties down here, and then I'm just going to cut them off. And then grabbing a glue dot, just going to use a little one. Stick this just to the center. For this card, I kind of wanted everything centered. Sometimes I'll put my bow off a little bit, but with the banner and the point of it coming up here, I just felt like everything needed to be centered going all the way up. And the last thing that I am going to do is I'm going to just brush on a little bit of shimmer onto all of my flowers and my leaves. So I think for this card I am going to, I guess my other one kind of floated all the way over here. I think I'm going to leave off the little clear epoxy. I don't know if you can really even see them in the flowers. I think with all of the glitter and everything, they do have a little bit of dimension, but I don't know if you can really tell overall that we're missing them. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave them off of this card because it turned out sweet regardless. So, all right, that is it, guys. This is our card. I'm going to bring back these other ones quick just so you can kind of have a peek at how pretty these are. It almost reminds me of sherbet, you know, the colors, the orange and the, yeah, I relate a lot of things to food. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I will have printable, downloadable dimensions and a supply list hanging out over at my website, worldofgencraft.com, if you would like to go over there and print or download them for your own personal use. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.